Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. It's been so long, but we're live again. We're back. The live stream is back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is good. This feels right. This feels right. It feels right. Let me know, by the way. Okay, there's so many things to say. It's been a while since I've done this, so let's see if I can get my act together. First things first. Hi, I'm Kyle. Nice to meet you. I'm a photographer, and I'm going to be editing photos here in a few seconds. We're going to give it a few minutes, let everything settle in, listen to some chill, copyright-free lo-fi beats. Second thing is, there is a chat section somewhere around the screen, and join it. It's that easy. If you want to talk to me, I want you to talk to me. I want to talk to you. It's a two-way street. Join the chat, and I will read and answer anything you put there. So, well, within reason. I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'm happy you're here. Pure Nordic Vibe comes in hot, saying, hello, thank you so much for a great lecture last Saturday. Yeah, thank you very much for being there. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. For those of you who weren't there, I had a lecture on how to... Oh yeah, by the way, if the music is too loud, the music's really loud in my ears. I don't know if it's that loud for you, but if it's too loud, let me know. If it's not loud enough, let me know, and we can see if we can fix that. Yeah, I had a workshop of sorts, a photo workshop where I showed people how I typically approach a car shoot. And those are actually the photos that we're going to be editing today. I'll give you a quick little taste of that. There's the first one. That's one of the shots we did in motion with the car turning. A lot of fun. And I'll show you basically how I edit it and how I kind of shot it. Marhooks says, the man, the myth, the legend. Marhooks, thank you very much. I don't know if I can be all three at once, but I will try my damnedest to be at least one of them. The man, I think I can promise. The myth, I don't know. That's up to you. The legend, we'll see. I'm just going to give it a few more seconds, let people just sort of trickle in, as usually happens on these live streams. But for those of you who were here at the start, thank you very much for joining. And for those of you who are joining currently and will be joining, yeah, join the comment section, join the chat, as it's known. And I talk to you, you talk to me, we ask each other questions, and that's how it goes. We both get better from talking to each other. If the focus ever drops or something, also let me know. If the camera turns off because it runs out of battery, I will be cheating. I'll be reading the chat more than I watch my own stream, so let me know. I have a guest here. Let's see. Right there. That's Ted. Ted is asleep. Hopefully she will be throughout the whole stream. That would be nice. Yeah, she's a 15-year-old. She's the family dog. She's a good dog. She's the best. Okay. I think I've riffed long enough. I think it's time to start getting into things. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat and I will answer as we go. If you are not here live, you missed out. Drop a comment and tell me what you thought. Tell me how you're feeling and how you're going to be here next time on time. Anyway, this is the first edited photo. So there you get a little taste of kind of the style that I went for. It's not fully edited. There's still some mess in it that I would like to clean up, but it's pretty close. I think it's got all the fixins for a pretty cool photo. It was really hard to shoot. I think we had like 30 or 40 people there that day. The last number I heard was 35. And there was always going to be people in the shot when we were doing these wide moving shots. So the idea was kind of to use the people, put somebody in the foreground here, get some motion on the people in the background, kind of tell the story of what we were doing then. Rissenson says, great workshop on Saturday. The driver is watching. This is good. This is good. I'm happy you were there. I'm happy you're here. And yeah, thank you very much. Please come to the next one. There will be more. Apparently there's one on the 4th of November as well. That's going to be dope. Maruk says, great workshop. Enjoyed every second. I enjoyed every second of you guys being there. I thought it was awesome. It's so fun to like walk myself through the photo process and try to prepare talk to like explain how I semi-consciously think about taking a photo, because these are things that like I don't think about anymore. It's been many years since I really had to like sit down and think like, okay, but where does that reflection go, and like what about this? It becomes sort of like instinctive. So it's really fun to explain to other people my thought process. I learn a lot from it, and hopefully you guys did too. Mats Anderson, he is one of the top 3, the man, the myth, the legend. He says, how did you get the car up? Yeah, so the car is a Porsche. It's not the most off-roady car, and the spot that we had picked was off-road technically. It was on a sidewalk-ish, and we had to get it up the curb. So what we did is we built this ramp out of wood. I went and bought scrap wood from Maxpo, and I cut it down to the size that I figured it needed to be to get up a 15 centimeter tall ramp, and it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. I was a little bit nervous that that wouldn't work, but it worked. It worked fine. And what, 2-some ton car, and somehow that wood managed to hold. Okay, if you were there at the workshop, one of the things I sort of taught, I guess, one of the things we worked through was how to put multiple exposures into one photo. So I think we'll start by doing that. So here we have a couple different exposures. We have one for just the car in general. If I was taking one photo without any other exposures and there was no photoshopping going on, I think this is roughly the exposure I would aim for. And I can show you sort of why. So if we explore some of the dynamic range of this photo, like we take the exposure down, you see there's still detail in the paint on the car, and there's still some detail here in the sky, which is, I mean, about as much as you can ask for. And then if you take the shadows up, you see you get a lot of detail here out of the side. It's pretty grainy, but I mean, that's just how cameras work. It is what it is. You can't win them all if you're just taking one photo to do it all. So, man, it's been a while since I've done this. This is nice. This is very satisfying. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water during this one. So, bear with me. I've drank like 3 liters today. Yeah, that's neither here nor there, I guess. But we had the luxury of putting a camera on a tripod and taking a few different exposures. So here we have the general exposure of the car. Here we have the darker exposure, a little bit more detail, a little bit more context here in the sky and in the paint. Hovard Yestel says, damn, that's a big bottle you got there. Here, let me explain this bottle real quick. I'm easily distracted. It's a 2-liter bottle, and it's marked with every step of the day that you should be drinking water. It also has my name on it, just in case I forget whose it is, because Elisa has the same one. My little sister bought it for me for my birthday. By the way, this workshop that you're seeing now was on my birthday, and nobody knew. Everybody who showed up had no idea, and nobody said happy birthday. I was pretty happy about that. That's pretty good. So this water is 2 liters, or this bottle is 2 liters, and I've drank, I think, 2 of them so far today. I'm on my 3rd, so yeah. It's normal size for an American. Yeah, it just needs some Coke or Hawaiian Punch or something, and then it's fully American. So we got the next exposure, which is a bit darker, which has the headlights properly exposed. And then the last exposure, which is a little bit brighter here on the paint. Mark says, well, happy late birthday. Thank you very much, Marks. I appreciate that. Yeah, so there's, I'm going to show you real quick the difference between natural exposure on the paint and with a flash. So with the flash, you get quite a stronger shoulder. You get a little bit more of a pronounced lip down here. You also get more of a shadow, which is a bit annoying from the mirror, but it is what it is. And inevitably, you get a bit of a hot spot. But what are we going to do? So let's put them together. I think step 1, and this is usually the way that I start this kind of stuff, is to adjust for the lens if Lightroom will ever get there. So I want to make sure I don't have anything else open. That's going to take a bunch of processing power. Yeah, Google Maps, get out of here. You guys didn't need to see that, sorry. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so let's adjust for the lens. And then we'll do that on each one of them. Pretty boring, but it's part of the process. So now that we've adjusted for the lens, it was shot on a 16-35, which is pretty wide, so you get a little bit of distortion, you get a little bit of vignetting. We're going to left click and we're going to edit in as layers in Photoshop. So now it's going to open up into Photoshop, and I'm going to go full screen for a second while it does that. Yeah, just going to look at the chat. I haven't missed anything. This is good. You guys aren't missing anything, I promise. We're just kicking it, waiting for Photoshop to open up. Have you guys downloaded the latest Photoshop, by the way? It's promising a lot of really impressive things. Photoshop seems to get way too good for each iteration. Okay, here we go. So we got Photoshop semi-open. I forgot how much of a toll this stream takes on my computer. In the meantime, how about some beard scratches? That's pretty nice. Oh my God, Photoshop, please. I need to buy a better computer. Yes, the new addition to the masking in Lightroom is pretty crazy. I don't think I've tried that. What's the newest? What am I missing there? I was only talking about Photoshop, not Lightroom. Have you seen the new selection tools update for Lightroom as well? Everybody's talking about the same thing, aren't they? I have not. I don't have the latest Lightroom, do I? Let's check. I'm opening so many things at once. My computer's going to explode. Photoshop up to date. Illustrator, Lightroom Classic, update available. Hey, I haven't gotten it yet. I will get it after the stream and I will get back to you. Well, what am I missing? What's the new selection? Is it just like one click? Select face and it selects the face. All right, we got everything open. So now we need to figure out which one we want to send to the back. Maybe that's the background. So let's see if we can stack up the car first. So first of all, let's highlight all of them. And let's go to Edit and Auto Align just to make sure we don't have any weird stuff. I mean, we shot them all on a tripod, but every time you press the button, it moves like a millimeter. So you get auto selection of face, skin, eyes, etc. on people plus some other things. That's ridiculous. That's becoming too easy, then. Jesus. That's really impressive. I'm excited to play with that. I've used the subject select quite a lot. It does okay with, I mean, it doesn't do okay. It's not very good with cars. It does okay with humans, though. So the first one, to get the headlights into the photo, since they are lighter than the... I'll check messages later. Since they are lighter than the photo above it, all we have to do is take the photo above it and click lighten, and you'll watch magically the headlights are on. So there we go. That's one done. Takes no time at all. Just to take that out of my mind, I'm going to merge those two layers and make this easier. So there you go. So now the next one is, yeah, here's where it gets a little bit weird, a little bit creative, a little bit fun. Now we're going to put the flash on the car. So once again, since the flash is lighting up that part of the car more than the photo above it, all we should have to do is lighten. And there we go. It is lightened. And that's automatically cleaner. Let's just go back and forth and see what we're missing out. Let's look at the window. Okay. And then let's look at some of the paint up front. I'm just going back and forth to see if any problems arise, and none. I think we're okay. What is this line down here? What happened there? Does anybody remember? Because it's not in this photo. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. It's just darker in the last photo. Okay. Anyway. Martins Olin says, don't mind me. Just changed my PFP and my name on here. I'm Marhooks. Okay. Nice. That's good. Nice to put a real name to the face, Martins. Martins. Martins? Is it Martins? So now the one problem that we have is that the flash is in the photo, and the flash is also lighting up too much of the ground. So what we could do is select subject and see how smart Photoshop actually is. See if it will actually select what we need. And you know what? It's smart enough because the masks I'm about to put on, I don't want them to touch the car. So let's inverse so it selects everything else by holding Shift Command I. And then we will go to here. And now it's time to start masking everything out that we don't want in. And I'm going to do that with... oh, I might have skipped a step. Anyway, let's just click this and see what happens. That was the wrong move. Okay, deselect. We'll reselect it later. Let's add the mask. Let's go back. Select, reselect. There we go. Easy enough. So now we are... It's very complicated. If I had to explain that... I think that would have killed me. You know what? Let's lighten this and see what happens. That does a pretty good job. Hopefully that didn't just lighten what's in the selection. Did it? No, okay. So we're still having the problem of this flash, and that is on this layer, and I'm jumping around quite a lot. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I've edited in front of people. So now I'm just going to mask out things like that light and some of the other risky places in the photo. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. Deselect, and let's see what we got. Any weird lines on the wheels? No, I think we're okay. Okay, so we're killing it. Hobart says, don't know much, but the object selection is also pretty nice. So that you can select other things than what Lightroom thinks is the subject. Yeah, does seem pretty nice. Cross Turismo is greater than Sport Turismo, says Carlo Modric, or Modric, or yeah, okay, anyway. I'll get it. I'll get these names one day. I promise, guys. You become regulars enough and I'll remember your name. Cross Turismo, you think so? I think the Sport Turismo looks better. I think the Cross Turismo is more useful. But the Sport Turismo, what is this song? Sorry, that song was getting a little too emotional. I was going to start crying. Martin, you can just call me Martin. But add an S at the end. Martins. Okay. Cool. That's good. All right. We're on our way. But look at this. We're doing well. The only problem I see now is that the roof is a little bit overexposed. What happens if I just mask it out? Let's see. Take a brush. That's definitely the wrong brush. Brushes. Dry. No, not dry. We need basic, general. Soft round. And then we'll just mask out the hood. And hopefully gets a... Actually, let's reselect. And then let's, once again, inverse. So it only selects the car. That's a little bit better. It does a little bit too much, maybe. See, I don't want it to just be white. I want it to be Dolomite silver, but just like a lighter version of it. But without blending into this part of the paint. I'm just going to do a rough one. That might have to be good enough. I think it's a little bit goofy. Maybe I messed up this a little bit. We'll go around the edges. That's... I'm going to get lazy. That's good enough. Never let perfection get in the way of good enough. That's kind of our motto here. And yeah, okay, cool. So we have a photo. We'll Command S and we'll save it. And it's going back to Lightroom. While it's going back to Lightroom, how you guys doing? How's Ted doing? Let's see. Still asleep. Still asleep. This is good. This is good. And we're still saving. It takes so long. What was the best gift you got for your birthday? This. I've never drank as much water as I do now. And that might have been the most useful gift for my birthday. I also got a pair of sunglasses I'm pretty stoked about. But we got a couple months until we can use those again. What's the best gift you got for your birthday? Whatever that was. Is that an F1 simulator I see? You're very perceptive. That is my play seat. That is my Fanatec, my play seat. That is my Sunday afternoon. That thing is a blast. I don't drive too much F1, but I drive a lot of Gran Turismo, and I'm getting pretty okay at it. I feel like I'm getting better. Carlos says, yeah, I agree 100%, but those cheap-ass black plastics outside look so nice / goofy with the right spec. That is a... That's an oxymoronic comment. I don't know what to think of that. You made fun of the plastics for being cheap, and then you gave them a compliment. I'm just gonna crop out the stuff we don't want, and I'm gonna leave the 1/3 line on the emblem, because I think that's what looks best. And one thing I'm also noticing is that the lines are starting to tilt inward, like here, this vertical line. I don't want those vertical lines to be tilting inward. I want everything to be straight. So I'm going to try to straighten up the photo a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to go down to transform, constrain crop. And I'm just going to try to line them up. So now all the vertical lines are actually vertical. That's a pretty big pet peeve of mine. So before and after, I guess. Yeah, okay, good enough. We need more live stream from GT7. I would love to live stream from Gran Turismo, but that's a whole nother can of worms. Would you guys want to see that? Is that something people want to actually see, or do we want to stick to photography stuff? Speaking of photography stuff, now I get to actually edit. I get to play. Let's flatten the photo a bit. I like the colors quite a lot, so I'm going to try to replicate them later, but for now, I'm going to try to tone down some of them. For example, if there's some purple, there might be some purples in here. I'm just going to make them blue. I don't like purple. I don't think it suits the photo. The blues, I'm going to try to desaturate a little bit. And then maybe lift in brightness a bit just to get a bit more punch. And then the trees, they're a little bit too close to blue. I kind of want them to be, yeah, I want them to be a bit warmer. So I'm going to take all the greens and I'm going to push them warmer so it tells more of the story of fall. And then I'm going to desaturate them just a little bit so they're not so distracting. If you see me fiddling with these things, it's a bad habit. It's a little bit OCD. I just like everything to be like in increments of 5. Purple is the ugliest color. I don't know about ugliest. There are some uglier colors, like brown. But what is purple but a more blue-brown? Purple is like the brown of the blues, if brown is the brown of the reds. All right, we have now established that purple is the ugliest color. So before, after, this sort of just cleans up everything. I'm just trying to make it a little bit less, I don't know, less punchy, just give myself a bit more of like a clean plate. And then now I'm going to start adding the punch back in. I'm going to do that through a lot of these sliders up here in the basics. So if we go before, after, it's not a huge difference, but at least the punch is added on my terms. Once again, I'm going to select subject. And if you don't circle it, then it doesn't know. See? Now that it's selected the car, that's so easy. That's so ridiculous. I'm going to try to lift some of the shadows on the car a bit more. And I want the car to be slightly more exposed, to stand out a little bit more. Not so much. Maybe bring down the highlights just slightly. That 14 is killing me. Oh, it's going to have to stay at 13. And then maybe bump up the contrast just a little bit. The texture, I don't know. Maybe not so much. Dehaze, not so much either. Just a little bit. So now, once again, before and after, we're just getting a clean plate. What happens if I take the greens all the way this way? Ugh. I don't like it. A lot of water. I'm going to have to pee at some point during this stream. Now the wheels. I want the wheels to show a little bit more. The problem is black wheels don't really take light the same way that silver paint does. So I'm going to throw on a radial gradient. I'm just going to bump up the exposure, start in the middle, and just add some highlights back into it. And with this, I'm just going to add another one. Radial. I'm going to do the same back here. This is big ass tires. It just does a little bit. It doesn't change the photo. It just sort of helps it. All right, there we go. So now the photo's a little bit bright. I will fix that later. That's okay. One thing I don't like is the color of these windows. I feel like the trees aren't quite orange enough. There we go. But the one thing when you drop the orange on the trees like that is some of the other, or you drop the green or whatever, some of the other greens in the photo go with it. Whatever. So it goes. All right, then Command E, and we send it back to Photoshop with Lightroom adjustments. The reason I don't just do the adjustments on this one, okay, I wasn't smart enough to figure that out. The reason I don't just do the adjustments on the original one is because now when I send it back with Lightroom adjustments, it doesn't save the layers, and I want 2 copies of it so I don't make a mistake that I can't get out of, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's smarter ways to do it. I'm sure somebody's yelling at me through their computer, but I can't hear you. Let's clean up a little bit. So Command J will make a second layer, and then we'll just go through. I'm not going to go through all these leaves. It's going to take forever, but I will do things on the paints like this hotspot. I will try. Let's see. That's good enough. Matthias says, can you show export settings for Instagram? Final exports before posting from Photoshop or Lightroom. Yeah, okay. That I can do, but Instagram, at least on a post. Once again, I'm not like, I hate Instagram. If you've been to my Instagram recently, you will know that I really don't like it, which is why hopefully you're here, Matthias. I'm not an expert. I'm pretty dumb. In fact, but one thing I can tell you is that Instagram has their own compression settings that you're not going to beat. So as long as it's, I think vertical photos are 1,350 tall and 1080 wide. As long as it's within there, then I think you're golden. One thing I didn't notice that the door handles are all screwed up because on one picture they were outside and the other picture they were inside. But hey, yellow. All right, next song. How's the music, by the way? Music okay? Badge looks a little flat. Yes. Photo.no's logo. Just staring you right in the face. I don't think that needs to be here. Is it smart that Photo.no uses just their website as their logo? Like, what other companies do that? Music is perfect. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Martin. In my headphones, it's like super loud. I feel like I have to yell over it. Okay, I could be here for hours doing this, but I don't think you guys want to see that, do you? Let's just take away some of these big things. Let's see how big we can go. Let's get brave. That's a big one. Can Photoshop do it? Good enough. Thank you very much, Photoshop. Look at that. A lot of good enough here. But yeah, okay, cool. Then we're good. I gotta stop myself from doing it anymore. The one thing I do want to do though is this reflection. It's been bothering me. Yeah. It's been bothering me a lot. A lot of other things I would clean up, like maybe the sign back here. I don't think that looks good. A lot of these leaves on the ground. Pretty much all of them. This little thing. Oops. This little thing has to go. Nobody wants it there. But there we go. Okay, now let's see. Before, after, the paint looks a little bit cleaner. Maybe this big thing on the paint. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Martin, you got a point. We should get rid of that toll thing. I will do that right after I try to get rid of this. It's not good. It's good enough. There we go. Nobody's paying tolls in this car. Oh, Jesus. If it doesn't do exactly what you want it to, it helps to just take the clone stamp tool and go in and do it yourself. You get a little bit more done that way. Okay. So there we go. A little bit of details, but it makes a big difference. So we're happy there. Now I'm going to add some color back in. Sorry. Oof. Jesus. That's all that water. I'm going to add some color back in. New layer. Jesus Christ, these hiccups. I'm going to go to our favorite cold blue steel. Just going to paint the whole photo. I'm going to soft blend it. Soft light blend. And then to keep myself from getting ridiculous, I'm going to start from 0 and just go up until I think it looks good. And that's pretty close there. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now we have a pretty distinct color palette that I'm pretty happy with. What else do we want to add? Maybe a little bit of haze in the background so there's more focus on the car. That could be a thing. Let's do that. You know what? I'm going to start up there. I'm going to take like a slightly... You know what? Before we do that, let's take cold blue steel again. Why did you decide to sell the Defender right before winter fun season? Fun fact, Carlo, the Defender still hasn't been sold. So I do still have it. I do still have it. And it will be used as long as I have it. But yeah, I have ideas for another car that I want instead. So the idea is to get rid of the Defender, put that money back into another car that I think is going to be more fun. Let's do this. It looks like a pretty clean sky selection for Photoshop. So let's see how smart it actually is. Select sky. And, well, it tried. It got pretty close. It got pretty close. I'm not going to hate on it. Okay, so let's just use that. And I'm just going to draw like a straight gradient. Straight gradient. I'm going to deselect. And I can already see up here it's kind of goofy. I'm going to... Oh, I'm going to... Once again, so I don't get too crazy, start from 0 and just slowly add in. And I think that's going to be good enough. 25, perfect. Landed right on 5. And then I'm going to do a very weak brushing out of some of the harsher mistakes up here, like in the windows. Although now they're not so obvious. Any sneak peeks on what's coming next? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't bought any, or not obviously, but I haven't bought anything yet. So I can't really promise anything, but I do want a V8. So do with that what you will. I think a V8 would be fun. Not necessarily for winter, but in general. I want a big old naturally aspirated V8. What could that be? What do you think that is? What do you think I'm going to get? Or what do you think I want? Yeah, cool. So now we got a sky. There you go. Look at that. Big difference. Before and after. I'm also going to tuck the sky here underneath the main blue. And then I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to pick a pretty light version of that same color. Carlos says, damn. Yes. Damn indeed. And I'm going to pretend like there's a light source here. I'm just going to let it sort of shine through these buildings. I'm going to stretch it out this way and a little bit vertical. So it's pretty big. And then I'm going to screen blend it so it loses a bit of color and softens. Stick it underneath our main. And once again, back to 0. And I'm going to work our way up in terms of opacity. Because I don't want it to be obvious. I just want it to sort of frame the car a little bit more. And by framing the car, what I mean is I want to select the car. So select subject. Hopefully it gets it right. Nice. And then I'm going to go back up to here and I'm going to mask it out. And that's just going to bring some darkness back into the photo. So there we go. Is it German? I can't tell you that. That would give it away. Naturally aspirated German V8s. How many can there be? How many can there be? Yeah, we're doing okay. Let's put everything into a group. And let's see, before and after. Well, let's see, really before and after. Cool, a little bit cleaner, a little bit softer, smoother. Free virtual girls chat. Sick. That sounds awesome. Uh-oh, we got a problem. I've never had to deal with this before. Hide user on this channel. Put user in timeout. Remove. Which one should I do? Hide user in this channel. There you go. Goodbye. That was fun while it lasted. 69 girls. XYZ. How'd the bots find me? Damn, I'm gonna miss them. They were cool. Okay, I do want the headlight to sort of pop a little bit more. I like what it's got going on here. I think that can be a little bit more awesome. So let's do this. Let's go into our brushes and see if we have anything that would suit. Rays, glows, flares. Maybe a flare. Kyle's water droplets. I don't know if this is the right photo for that. Glows and flares, maybe? Let's do that. And we'll just add a little, as the English would say, a cheeky little lens flare. Not much, just enough. I'm gonna make this 100% so we can see what we're doing. And I want to keep it the same color as what we were doing before. Okay, number 4 is nice. I like that. Let's try number 5. Number 5 might be it. I like number 5. That's a little too Michael Bay. And I think they're only going to get more Michael Bay from there. Yeah, let's go with number 5. We'll go smaller. And there we go. Once again, we're going to go to screen. And we're going to move it within the main color. And I think I don't like the extra little trail that it's got going on here. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Oops, I'm getting rid of that wrong. There we go. And then we're going to make it a little bit less obvious. Maybe a little bit smaller as well. This is the longest time I think I've spent on one photo on this stream. But I really want to show the whole idea all the way through. So there we go. Now we got that. Then if we want to, we can... Just making sure there's no more bots. If we want, we can add a little bit of reflection, like water droplets on the lens, but I think it's gonna create too much of a distraction. Get out of here. I think it's a little bit too much of a distraction. Let's see, if we go down to 0 once again and bring it back up from there. Yeah. What happens if we just move it around? That's a little bit too much in front of the car. I hate that I like cut it off. What about that? Oh my God. Now you're just watching me descend into madness. What if we move it down here? So it's like slightly in the photo, slightly over the car, but not entirely. just go up a little bit. There you go. That sort of tells the story that maybe it was like wet and rainy that day. Who knows? Just for insurance purposes, I'm going to get rid of that one up there. Okay, command save, and we're going back. Back into Lightroom. What's going on in the chat? Hopefully you're not too bored. This was a long photo. I think for the rest, we'll just sort of copy paste. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Let's go full screen. There we go. There's the boy. There's the camera, by the way. I was looking for it. How's it going? If you're here and you're not in the chat, there's a chat. All you have to do is join it, and whatever you post, I'll respond to. And we can keep this conversation going. It's a little bit more fun when it goes back and forth, I promise. And hopefully you get more out of it by me answering your questions. And I get more out of it by answering your questions. That's nice. I like having to explain kind of the steps that I'm taking. So if you're confused by any of the steps, just go into the chat and ask. And if you're watching this once again, after the fact on YouTube, I tend to live stream these. So you could have been here live. Just follow me on Instagram or follow me here and you'll get updates and you'll know when the next live one's going to be. It's going to be dope. Martin says, I'm laying in my chair enjoying this relaxing music while learning. Dude, Martins, that's like exactly what I wanted out of this. That's awesome. I'm stoked you're there. I'm stoked you're having a good time. What flash do you usually use? Martin, there's Martins and there's Martin. Singular Martin, I tend to use the Profoto B10 Pluses. I like them. I think they're powerful enough. I think they do a great job. I think they're extremely portable. They're not quite affordable, but at least they're consistent. One thing that's really important that a lot of people underestimate in their flash is consistency, is having the same power and the same tone every time. Singular Martin. You're plural Martin. Let's lower the clarity a little bit and just soften this up so it becomes a little more dreamlike. I'm not going to do it with dehaze. I think dehaze does its job well. Maybe let's make it an even 20. And then I'm going to add a gradient from below. Actually, before I do that, let's... Fair enough, makes sense to me. Yeah. I'm going to add a bit more punch, a bit more richness. I haven't played with these yet, should I? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think the photo's good enough as it is. Just add a bit more punch here and there. And then I'm going to add a gradient kind of leading up to the car so it puts more of a spotlight underneath the car. Right there. Okay. Did we do it? We're close. I think that gradient took a bit of the car itself. So I'm just going to add a bit of highlights by doing this. And then the car is going to pop a little bit more. As is the area behind it, which I didn't really want. So I'm just going to be responsible and subtract that. Just like that. Good enough. All right, cool. We did it. There we go. First final photo. Whew. Is there going to be more often streams in the future? Yeah, so I'll answer that question here in a second. First, let's take a look at the before and after. This here is the before. This is the flat photo without any lights, without adding headlights or anything. And then we added the headlights to it. We also darkened some of the details that we didn't want to be so bright. And lo and behold, we ended up with this. I think it's pretty cool. That's a pretty big difference, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you, Martins. I appreciate that. There is more that I would do if I had the time. Things like remove some of these leaves and this little hole. The camera up here, like all of these cameras. Stuff like that, I would just get rid of and clean up. But I think that's a pretty cool photo for now. Yeah, let's look at it without editing. So that's it without. Put all the layers put together, and then that's it with. Cool. Just cleaner. Looking good. Clean. Thank you very much, Holvard. All right, cool. Let's go to full screen before I do some like lightning rounds real quick. And I'm going to explain the live streams really quick. So I started this live stream hobby of mine during COVID. I was starting to lose a lot of work and I had a lot of spare time and a lot of energy that I was putting into like nothing. So I wanted to put into something that felt productive. So I decided I would edit some of my photos on a live stream, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I just wanted to do more and more of it. So here we are doing more and more of it. But since I and probably almost all of you in the chat live in Norway, the summer around 6 o'clock is still like totally bright, and all people want to do is be outside. So the views drop to a point where it's not sustainable to do the live streams in the summer, which is why I wait until around October and they come back. So I do want to do a lot more of these in the future. The goal is to be very predictable and to do one every Monday at 6 o'clock. So you know what? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to say the goal is. You know what? It is. The live streams are back every Monday at 6 o'clock. There you go. Right here, every Monday at 6 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a live stream about an hour, hour and a half, where we can just hang out, edit photos together, and share some stories. So there you go. It's back. The live streams are back weekly. Thank you very much. I sat there removing all the leaves on my photo and then gave up midway. Yeah, that will do it. That's the kind of mindless editing that scares you away from photography. So we're not going to do that here. Now that we have that kind of style, though, let's do some copy pasting and see what happens. So Command C, and then let's go to some of these other photos. Like this one was weird. This one I just sort of shot because everybody else was shooting around me and I just wanted to shoot something. So let's paste onto that. Looks good. It's pretty bright. Let's add some more punch. I think that looks pretty clean. There are a few things that I would do to clean it up. That might not be one. So let's hit Command E. Let's send it to Photoshop and let's clean it up there. Let's close this tab while we're at it. What wheel setup do you have on that play seat? First of all, Henrik Dala, everybody. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dale. Mr. Dale Arnhart asking the appropriate question. What is my setup? I have the Fanatec GT with the pedals, including a clutch and the the Fanatec DD, what is it called? DDR, direct drive or something. With the pedals, with the extra brake pedal, the heavy force feedback one that has I forget. It's very stiff. It's a little bit too much. I kind of wish I didn't get it. It's useful in that I can stomp the shit out of it and not much happens, but it feels like you're pressing a wall, basically. It doesn't move. Then I have the torque Newton meter upper to 8 Newton meters of torque in the wheel. So the 100% force feedback is pretty wild. It's pretty impressive. And the seat itself is like the cheapest Alcantara play seat that I could buy. It's not a great seat, but it's better than sitting at my desk. Okay. And yeah, you should come over. We should race. Do you have Gran Turismo 7, by the way, Henrik? Anybody who has Gran Turismo 7, add me on PlayStation. My name is Sniff My Squid. You'll find me. And let's race. Because I need more race time. Hey, Halvard. So ready to finally meet you at Kyle's Cars and Coffee. Busy days, how are you? Dude, look at this. Better late than never. Roger made it too. Ladies and gentlemen. The legends. If I'm the man, the myth, these are the legends. We have the boys, the OGs. Roger, how you doing? Damn, Holvard, Henrik, Roger. We're just missing Evan. And then we'll have the full Monty. This is good. Yeah, okay. Let's... I forgot that I'm supposed to be editing photos. I'm just talking to people. Having a good time. We're just going to do everything that we did before. So keep it simple. We're going to bump this up to 20. And then we're going to also add a little glow. No, you know what? First, we're going to add some sky. Let's select sky. Roger, good to hear you're good, man. I need to buy PS5 GT7. Yes, you do, Henrik. It's the fucking coolest. Could not complete request. Really? Photoshop, it's this. Okay. Photoshop isn't gonna do it. I will. I don't need to go all the way around the car. I just need to get close to it. And I need to get these brushes out of the way. So now I'm just gonna add a gradient from the top right about there. And that's gonna have to, oh my God, I did it right on the photo. I meant to do it in a new layer. God damn it. There we go. Get rid of these. What are you guys doing there? Deselect, and then I'm gonna start from 0, and once again, add it back in until it makes sense. You know what? Right there. That makes sense. That was an accident. And then we're going to add a little bit of softness in here. I'm gonna make a really small one, and then I'm gonna screen blend it, because I don't want this one to be too distracting. So I'm just gonna bring it in until it is overly distracting. And that would be right about there. So then, once again, back to 0. Just gonna bring it. It just sort of pushes the eyes to the center of the photo towards the detail I'm trying to show off, which is the wing, or the mirror, the wing mirror. Command save, I'm happy there. If I had more time, I would clean it up a little bit more, but you know what? We're pushing through. Have you played ACC, which is, I guess, Assetto Corsa, whatever it's called? Or just Gran Turismo? I'm a big Gran Turismo guy. I don't want to have to learn new physics. I just want to like drive better on the physics that I know. So I tend to stick to Gran Turismo 7. And I find it's the most rewarding. It's the most fun. I've done a little bit of Assetto Corsa on other simulators. But there's something about Gran Turismo that just feels good. Feels right. Feels classic. And when I'm doing races, like actual ranked sporty races online, it's nice to have the consistency and to know what to expect from some of the cars. Like, I race with the RSR a lot, the 911 RSR, and to know how to drive that is very satisfying. If I had to switch between games all the time, I think it would kill me. Another drink from the massive water bottle. Look at this. Let's go back to the full screen. Look at this. I'm dominating. What time is it on my water bottle? Oh, I'm almost there. It's 7 o'clock. Oh, yeah. We're like, okay, we're pretty close. We're pretty close. I bet I can do it by the end of the stream. This would be, I think, my third one of these today that I've drank. Water's key. Drink water, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're back in. Understandable. Yeah, sorry, Carlo. That was a long answer. Do you play more Assetto Corsa? What do you play? Are you a gamer at all? And I'm just going to take the same editing that we did on the final composition of this one, and I'm going to put it on the final composition of this one and just see what happens. Yeah. I mean, that's as much as I need. One thing I am going to do is brighten up some of the Porsche badging down here. There we go. Now the badge is a little more legible, and then I'm also going to do the brake calipers. And we're good. It's a shame that I didn't set the polarizer right, but whatever. 30 people shooting the same car. I didn't have time to think about much. So once again, Command C. I'm going to copy all the editing from that one, and we're just going to go right into another photo. Which one should we do? Which one should we do? We have, yeah. Do I like this photo? No. Staring right into the camera. What about this? It's just a little sneaky shot. And then we have the main shots that I showed earlier in the stream. That's been done. I'm pretty on. I mean, I didn't just take that. I didn't copy paste that editing. I'm pretty like, I edited pretty similar. That's pretty impressive. I'm proud of myself. You got this one. That one's pretty cool. This, it's not unique enough. And then this one I've already edited. I think that's pretty cool as well. Look at how many people, there's so many people there. Henrik says, I haven't played Gran Turismo since I lost a competition Hi-Fi Club and hosted way back. You could win a full home cinema setup with GT6 and a PS4 Pro. After a week of fighting, I lost by 1 millisecond. Dude, fastest lap around the track with a GT3 race car. Which track? Dude, I would have been so pissed. I would have punched everybody in the face at that competition. 1 millisecond? Wait, gotten up and just throwing the whole simulator away. Fuck that. That's insane. Oh, get out of here. Which one did I say I liked? Was it this one? Yeah. Let's do this one. Why not? This one's a little bit weird. It's a little bit different. Let's see if we can save it. Played some games in the past, but never played any racing games. Thinking about building a proper sim in the future and playing basically all the fun racing games. Carlo, highly recommended. It will take hours of your life away at a time. It is a lot of investment, but man, it is so much fun. I don't know, like mine's not proper. It's very much good enough, and I'm very lucky to have it, and I'm very happy to play with it. But I wish it was a little bit more rigid. Every time I stomp the brake pedal, it feels like I'm gonna push straight through the TV. I'm gonna frame this one more on the people, so the people are more of like part of the story. That shoe is annoying. I can tell. Nürburgring GP track. I avoided the store ever since. It's pretty mad. Nürburgring GP track is something I haven't driven much of. Huh. Maybe I gotta try that. I tend to stick to, I love Spa. I drive Spa like 5 times every time I turn on the simulator just to get started. Hi-Fi Clubbing at Marcus Towns got the, yeah, I know the one. That's funny. You were just down there ripping. When was this? It sounds like, I mean, if it was PS4, that's less than like 5 years ago. That wasn't that long ago. Ooh, that darkened the photo quite a lot. It's okay. I kind of like it dark. It's a little bit moody. You know what? Let's leave it a little bit dark. If I do select subject, does it recognize all the humans or does it choose the car? This is why I need to update Lightroom. Oh yeah, it got the car, but it... All right, this dude's shoes as well. We're just gonna brush those out real quick. I don't know why I thought his shoes were important. That's some serious brushing. I don't know if you saw the camera shake. Spa is so what? Just when Gran Turismo was launched. Spa is so. What does that mean? Is that some hip young people talk that I don't know of? Like leet and lit and other short words that start with an L. So the car actually stands out quite a lot here. I kind of like that because it's so dark in the background behind it. Add a little bit. You know what? I'm going to do that afterwards. First, I'm going to take away a bit more clarity just to make the whole photo softer. I'm going to go 35 if I can. There we go. And then we add a little bit more back. Maybe 10. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Spa is so. I agree. What does it mean? God damn it, you guys. Martins, do you know or are you just making fun of him? Yeah, we're doing it. We're at 9 o'clock. I've almost did it. I've almost did it. This photo's pretty clean as it is. Okay, let's just send it to Photoshop and keep moving. So cool. We figured it out. Spa is so cool. This is true. It is. I love it. A lot of elevation change, a lot of speed in the last sector. I love that. Big fan of that. A lot of high risk speed in the middle sector and pretty tech in the first sector. It is also but it is also so cool. One thing you can do is just copy and paste. Man, it doesn't get me very far, does it? Just copy pasting one layer. Saves me a few seconds. Now let's, I thought I heard a squeak. First, a little TED update. Oops. I unplugged. My bad. Okay, I'm back in. TED update. She's still here. She's still asleep. This is good. I keep hearing a squeak behind me. I just need to make sure nobody's sneaking in. Or is this squeak in the song? Okay, I'm going crazy. Sorry, guys. You're just watching me go nuts in slow motion. Okay, yeah, sky. Let's see. If we select sky. Come on. I'm circling it. You gotta find it. If I circle it, you'll find it faster. There you go. See? I told you. And then we just draw a little gradient. That's the wrong kind of gradient. That looks like that squeak is in the song, right? Are you guys hearing that? I'm going fucking crazy over here. I changed song. Let's see what happens. I think that squeak was in the song. It sounded like an old rocking chair or something. Oh yeah, I'm editing the photo and it's... Sorry, I forgot to... God damn it. Why did you guys tell me sooner? Oh. Sorry guys. My bad. I haven't done much. I just put a bit of sky in the top corner there. That's all I did. And now I'm going to add like a... I'm going to add that circular gradient back in just to soften and give the light a source. Whoa. Plaxton hit him with the dab. Sick moves, dude. Nice dab. Happy to have you here, Plaxton. I don't know if you've been here the whole time and just haven't been chatting, or if you just joined now. And either way, happy you're here. Let's screen blend that. And pull that underneath here. And then once again, we start from 0. And we work our way up. 25, maybe a little bit more. 35 looks pretty clean. Maybe I'll drag it down a bit more. Oops. Okay, now what happens if I select subject and try to mask that out? Can't find a subject. Okay, cool. We're gonna play that game. I'm gonna have to mask it out myself. There's very obviously a subject in this photo. Come on, Photoshop. Hope it's still on that brush. Let's bring it back. How we doing out there? Everybody good? It's getting quiet in the chat. Can't have that. We need people engaged. Engagement is good. It's what gives me something to talk about. There we go. Pretty clean. Do I do more to this photo, or do I just call it good? One thing I can do, and this is kind of like a goofy little trick. You're on all my screens right now editing you. Mats is editing the next YouTube video, and I've taken over his life. What if you try object selection tool W and W? Oh, I don't have it set to that. Uh-oh. I think I might have broken it. Aldrin, I think I think you sent my computer to hell. I think that was enough to ruin it. Provide feedback on the... Oh, Jesus. It's computer learning, isn't it? It's... Okay, it selected the whole thing. Deselect. This is a new tool for me. I don't use this. So let's see how good this is. I've tried it, Aldrin. It did okay. What is all this purple nonsense, though? Aldrin, you seem to know how to use this. What's the purple stuff? What happened? Oh, it's... Excuse me? What the fuck is happening here? Okay, well, it worked. Deselect. All right, get me out of here. Never want to see that tool again. No, it's a good tool. I will use it more. Thank you for introducing that to me. This song sounds so loud. Am I right in thinking that? Or... All right, we're going to try to bring this... the light is overexposed, so let's try to bring it back a little bit. After I sell the Defender, what do you guys think I should get? What should be the next car? The Defender was great, man. It still is. I still have it. It's gonna be hard to beat that thing. Oh my god, I did it right. I didn't use the next layer. I did it right on the fucking picture again. That is... Okay, so from Tesla Cooper truck to Cybertruck to an old VW Passat with a hole in the exhaust. Are you looking for another off-road tractor? Or I'm looking for anything, Carlo. Anything. What do you think? What do you think? Cybertruck? I don't know about a Cybertruck. If I'm going to get a truck, it has to be a Rivian. Like an electric truck, at least. I like the Rivian a lot. I think that's a cool car. But I also don't want like a 2-meter wide car. I really want the Hummer. But the Hummer is like 2.2 meters wide. And I honestly don't think I could fit that in my parking spot. Is what she said. Okay, I did it right this time. So let's get a hard light. It's not even going to be worth it, is it? Vivid light. Vivid light might be, I mean, the most accurate. Yeah. Good enough. And let's bring it down to 85 so it's not super in your face. Okay, I need to stop messing with this photo. Except for cleaning up some of these leaves down here. Just gonna do this. While you guys come up with better options than a Cybertruck and a VW with a hole in the exhaust. Are you going to Oslo Motor Show this weekend? I saw that they're displaying the new Fisker Ocean SUV. Can we stop calling these things SUVs? Remember when they were called crossovers? Because they're literally not an SUV. There's nothing utility about them. I am going to Oslo Motor Show. I'm going on Friday, though. I'm going Friday. Mats and I are going to be there from Friday around like 7 in the morning, shooting with Polestar. So we'll be pretty busy, I guess. And then after that, I have a shoot at 5 o'clock later that day. So I don't have too much time to sort of hang, but I think it'd be fun. It'd be cool. Maybe I'll see you around. If you see me, grab me and say hello, as long as I'm not ultra focused. But Polestar is going to be there with the 6. That's going to be cool. That I'm really excited to see. Martin says, change of plans. I got to go. Great stream. And again, a great workshop. Happy I was a part of it. Have a good one. I'll be back next Monday. Yes, Martins, thank you for being here, man. The stream is back. Happy to have you here. This was a good one. Pretty chill, pretty relaxed. We are, yeah. The tempo is slow. Thank you, man. See you at the next one. Pure Nordic Vibe says Taycan Cross Turismo or Volkswagen ID Buzz. You know what? I saw the ID Buzz for the first time this weekend. I saw like 4 or 5 of them. I guess the boat just arrived with all the new deliveries. And it's a cool car, and I like it, but I would never make it. I'm just taking away that foot. Terrible foot. I don't know if I could use it as a daily, but if I could get my hands on a cargo one, I think that'd be a cool company car. So if you know anybody or have any connections, I'm looking for a company car that can carry quite a lot. Mats and I are looking, that is. Was fun. Have a great day. Ploxon, see you later, man. Thank you for joining. This was fun. I'm happy to have you here. First gen Cayenne with 35-inch tires. Ball out off-roading. You know what? That I've also... Mats and I have talked about that quite a lot as well. I think it'd be very cool to get a first gen turbo. I'm just killing time with this photoshopping. To get a first gen Cayenne turbo and just go for gold. How sick would that be? Matthias says, yellow VW Buzz for sure. We could all go road tripping somewhere. Man, that would be fun. It would be a fun car. I think it's cool. I think it looks cool. The biggest problem I have with it is that it's like 2 meters tall. It's a lot taller than I thought it was. When I saw it in person, it kind of blew my mind. And it's just not fun. And I want something that's... Here's the thing. If it's going to be my second car, I love cars that are great at one thing. I love cars that can do one thing and can do it perfectly, and that like nothing else can do it the same. And there's not much that the VW Buzz can do that like it owns the world at. But it is cool, and I do love it. I do think it's a very cool car. But if it's going to replace the Defender, it has to do something very, very specific. Roger wants me to get a Jeep. God damn it. Of course he would. I'm not going from Land Rover to Jeep, Roger. I've already committed to my 4x4 spirit animal, and it is English. I'm sorry. Very sorry about that. But the Jeep is cool. I'll give you that, and you have a very cool one. Aldrin says, Lotus Electric. I can't even pronounce it, so I'm not going to buy it. But it is a cool car. I like the Lotus. I think the Lotus is cool. But the problem a Lotus has is that a Lotus is supposed to be one thing. Okay, one sec. Let's hit the brakes here for a second. Let me explain myself. First, I need to get my sidekick. There we go. Look who's awake. Look who's awake, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ted. It's Ted. Here she is. Okay, so the Lotus. Here's the problem with the Lotus is that the brand Lotus makes it. And Lotus has been known for doing one thing really, really well, and that is making very light cars, very sporty, very underpowered, but still very fun for what they are. And for them to make like a monster, super heavy electric SUV, I think kind of kills the whole point of having a Lotus in the first place. But it is cool. If it was made by like Mercedes, I think that would be one of the coolest cars on the road. Actually, it is one of the coolest cars on the road. It will be. I think it's very cool. I do want that Lotus. Nash, the hell are you doing? Naturally aspirated V8. What can go wrong? What was that? Well, what can go wrong? A lot of things can go wrong. It can break. No, but that's a good point. I think the V8s are cool, and I think they always will be cool, and it's definitely on my list for next. Holbert says, Roger, I've been seeing this red Jeep rolling around in Trondheim. Always wondering if it's you. Roger has come to own. You'll recognize Roger's Jeep when you see it. Okay, so let's add a little bit of gradient just to push attention towards the car. Do a little bit more and maybe cock it to the side a little bit. And there we go. That's going to be the photo, I think. Maybe get rid of some of the clarity so it becomes a little bit more dreamlike. And there we go. Okay. Not me, but nice to know there's Jeeps in Trondheim. Okay, Ted. Hello. Ted, you got to talk to the chat. You got to talk to the chat, Ted. I know. You're frustrated. Let's see. Look at this. Hey, the chat's over here. Like, there they are. Okay, that's as much Ted as you guys get. Ted, you're going to have to wait for a few minutes. Okay, the dog is getting restless. Let's go back through these photos. What about an old, slow-ass military G-Class? Yeah, they're cool. I applaud anybody who drives them. But once again, my four-wheel drive car of choice is English. I'm sorry to say. So here we go. We go back through the photos. This, she's so impatient. This is where it started. And after some editing, this is where it ended. There we go. A little bit more commercial, a little bit more fancy, a little bit more playful. Yeah, so on and so forth. Then we go to this one, the detail. This is where it started. And with some quick editing, this is where it finished. It's a little more punchy, a little more soft, maybe. I think a little bit cleaner. And then let's go to, you guys didn't see me edit this, but I'm going to show you what I did anyway. It went from here. This is how I shot it. To here. A little bit punchier, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more action-packed. Cool stuff. And then this is the last photo we did. We went from this pretty, not my favorite photo of the bunch, but it's the only one that has a taillight, so we used that. And then it ended up like this. A little bit more punch, a little bit more taillight. One thing to tell the story of the taillights, to add like red water droplets here or something. That could have been cool, but we kept it simple this time. Carlos, the second photo is crazy nice. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that, Carlo. Just for shits and giggles, this is the first photo I edited. It was super late. Went from this to this. Same thing. A little punchy, a little sporty. Just a simple, clean photo. Okay, cool. So, on that note, let's go full screen. And let's wrap this thing up. We've been going for about an hour and 17, almost an hour and 20 minutes. That's pretty good for the first live stream back. I'm happy to be here. Did we drink all the water? We're close. Yeah, there we go. That's all the water, more or less. It's at least level just below you did it. That's my third one of these. Jesus Christ, I gotta stop drinking water. I'm gonna die. It was a cool stream, for sure. Thank you very much, Carlo. And yeah, for everybody who was at the workshop, that was awesome. And we 30 to 40 of us just shooting cars in a place where the cars shouldn't be. It was pretty fun. And it's nice to be able to wrap it all up and show you the streaming process as well, or the editing process as well. Yeah, there's not much more to say. This is fun. If you guys want to see more, subscribe. Mott says, when is the next live stream? I think it's back. I think the live stream is back and consistent again, finally. I hope, though it gets darker now earlier, so let's bring it back. I'm going to say every Monday at 6 o'clock. How do we feel about that? Every Monday at 6 o'clock. How was this time? Was it a good time? Was it appropriate? Did we nail it? 6 o'clock. Do you want it earlier or later? I kind of like 6 o'clock. It's a nice way to end the day. Maybe we'll see some forest shots next Monday. Yeah, you know what? Next Monday might be the day we do the big shot. Waiting for the stream of Stefan's 9/11. Yeah, Henrik. You know what? Maybe next Monday. Maybe that's it. That might be it. Good timing. Carlos says, next stream, full car talk or editing again. Editing. Always editing. It's nice to sit and have something to do with my hands while I talk to you guys and show you guys a little bit of, I was going to say my talent, but my desperate attempts at talent. But it'd be nice if the streams sort of, if we had a different grab bag of things to choose from. Like maybe one day we do editing, one day we do car talk, one day we do camera talk, and one day we do like gaming. It'd be cool to bring the simulator into it. I would love to do some driving on stream. I think that'd be fun, but I need to figure out how. That's the hard part. Yeah, maybe like if there's new news, like new cameras or something coming out, we can spend a whole stream just sort of talking about the new camera and yeah, just play around. Anyway, previous streams with guests were cool as fuck as well. Yeah, guests would be fun to have back. Guests are a little bit more complicated. That takes a little bit more focus, but I think that would be fun too. So yeah, if you have recommendations, put them in the comments. I'm glad you guys were here. If you weren't here, once again, sorry you missed out. Join for the next one. It's Mondays at 6 o'clock. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. My name is Kyle. Happy to have you here. That's it. That's all. Go home. Get out of here. Have a good time. Watch some TV until you fall asleep. Peace.